welcome to the KVJShow podcast.
Kevin's eyes are looking sane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. It is National Tax Day. Yeah, fun, right?
Hate it.
It's your initial deadline to get them taxes done and in so you can take more of your money that you don't have.
Oh, shit.
That's it. Yeah. Yay. Yeah. It's also McDonald's Day. I didn't know McDonald's had their own day.
Do they give you like a deal on tax day? They used to, or they gave you like a 39-cent cheeseburger or something.
I love that.
I remember these days.
If they're not doing that today, I don't think they get the day. You got to give us a deal if you want the day.
It's almost like you got to buy it, right?
Yeah.
Why should you have your own day? We
Yeah.
don't have a KVJ day.
Give us a deal, and then we'll let you have a day.
Right. And we give people plenty of things. Yeah, I feel like it's not enough.
I'm embarrassed I can't get the kind of factoids you need as quick as you need them right now. I'm sorry. I'm trying to find these answers.
Well,
Yeah, I'm still fucking can't. It's over.
We'll wait. I don't know how many people are going hard for McDonald's Day anyway, so.
Good point.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right. Interesting thought here from Mandy. We were talking a bit about Brian Hooker being released from jail in the Bahamas for the disappearance of his 55-year-old wife, Lynette, who he says was swept away by a current off of their dinghy and has gone missing. All they found was a flotation device. They haven't put together any details. I mean, you don't have a body, you don't have any evidence. I mean, there's nothing there. All you have is the fact that her own daughter had said that they were very combative when they were drinking, not very good. We had seen a text message from Lynette just a year or two ago saying that she just can't be on the water with him because she doesn't trust it. That to me is pretty damning. You were saying even her own mother is suspicious.
Yeah, because she called her mom crying that she didn't want to be in the relationship with him anymore.
Now, what about Mandy's thought here? What if Lynette staged her own disappearance just to get away from Brian? That seems like that would be a, Jaybird says, that's a Sixth Sense, that's an M. Night Shyamalan. Like, you wouldn't expect, like, what? Wow. But, I mean, hey, you remember the old Sleeping with the Enemy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what she did, right?
You're right.
She was in the water, went off the boat, washed ashore, started a brand new life until Mr. Terrible found her again.
I hope that's what Lynette did.
Yeah.
She was very far off though. When they found the flotation device and not her, that's scary.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were staging it, and I'm just going along with the crazy theory, I don't buy it for a second, but yeah, I mean, you might want to have something like that, but then how do you control currents? That's the thing that I'd hate. If you've ever been in currents, you know that there's just no control in that.
You don't tell the current tells you.
And there would have to be legit currents or else, Brian would be like, what are you doing? Just swim. Like, you're an experienced boater and swimmer. Like, why would you not get on it? So to me, you would have to trust me. Like, I know where the currents are. I know where they're going to take me. I'm going to use a flotation device until I get to this island. I'll have another dinghy stashed there. I mean, that's just so elaborate. Now, how would you set all that up when you're on nothing but a small sailboat with him? Where's the opportunity to get everything ready?
If she was my mom, I know I'd be hoping for that.
Yeah.
Hoping that that's what she did.
It'd be wild.
But the chances are pretty slim.
But do you remember in that movie when he found Julia Roberts, how she realized that he had found her?
No. Remind me?
It's a great movie device. She opens up her kitchen cabinets, and remember, he was a control freak, and he was anal retentive.
And he moved all the soup labels.
He got her, and he would yell at her when she wouldn't put all the soup labels facing forward, and she opens her cabinets, and they're all facing forward. In fact, the first thing she did when she got that house, she made sure she turned them the other way. Oh, no, everything was aligned perfectly. It looked like you were in some kind of grocery store.
Get out of the house. He's there.
Like, oh, he found me. Yeah.
That was a scary moment.
Yeah. Now, a couple of comments. One, Skate to Beach said, Bahamas is super shallow. They say depth around that area is 5 feet. Kay Schultz says, the Bahamians are saying there was little current there because it's a bay area. And they would know. That is the one thing that if you know an area, you're going to know the currents, you're going to know where it is, how deep it is, high tides, all that. That was the one thing I kept paying attention to because, the people I was with when we were in the Keys, we just kept looking and be like, how great was that? You could see the sandbars. That's the one thing you can see a lot. And you can kind of, visually see. And I know the Keys are not the Bahamas, but, we're still in Caribbean waters. It's not so much radically different. That you really know. If you really know that area, you're going to know how deep it is. What are the currents like? When did they like this? What time of day? So, yeah, I think that'd be hard to fake. But, for her sake, that'd be the best because, look, we're talking over a week.
Yeah.
We're talking like 10 days. I mean, come on now.
There's no trace of her.
That ain't happening if you're just in the water for 10 days.
But then also, where's the body,
Well, we have that all the time, unfortunately. People go missing on boats, and we never have any kind of evidence. They're just lost at sea. It's a phrase, Virginia. It's a thing.
I know.
So, yeah, I hope she's alive. I just, the odds are not in her favor. And whether or not he did it, I would say the odds are not in his favor. But I was impressed with his TV crying.
I need to watch the video. You played the audio for me, but I want to see, are there actual tears rolling down his cheek?
Better than I thought it was going to be. Well, and I hear, I think the device that sometimes sociopaths can do, they had that in them. They think about something sad that would happen to them. Extremely sad. And then they bring themselves, they're not even thinking about the person that's hurt at all. Because
they're thinking about when their puppy died when they were 7.
Yeah, whatever it is. It's something that gets them truly emotional they actually care about.
The actor's trick.
It probably has to do with them.
Yeah.
He's probably thinking, he's like, okay, no, whatever you do, think about you're in prison for the rest of your life, what it's going to be like when you get your sentence and you never have any freedom, or they're going to put you in the electric chair or whatever. And he's thinking about him.
Of course.
Maybe. But I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I'll go look at that video today. I don't trust him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just don't know what they'll get him on. I don't know what they'll get him on. And they held him and they realized we can't hold him any longer. We don't have anything.
Well, they were holding him hoping that evidence would somehow surface. Somebody would say they saw something, which I guess nobody has, or they would either recover her or some evidence of, her death or a leg or did a shark eat her? Like what?
And I wonder how long they can keep his passport because, that's the one thing they'll do. And I think we're closer with the Bahamas. For instance, we have the dead influencer that went to Tanzania with her boyfriend, then became fiance while they were there. He proposed to her. And then apparently things went way south. They had a massive fight. And then he's trying to make it look like she hung herself, but they think that maybe he strangled her and then try to make her look like she had hung herself.
That's horrifying.
That went south, and they've taken his passport. So it might differ from country to country, but if you ever have that where you're in a country and they suspect you of murder, how long? And let's say they don't have any evidence. How long does that go? Is it a year? It'd be like, hey, you guys don't have anything. Like
Ask Amanda Knox.
Yeah.
She's out there now doing her own podcast and everything, talking about what happened to her.
How long was she gone for?
Years.
Yeah. I'm going to type in something on this computer that I wouldn't type in on my own. How long can countries hold your passport when you're expected of murder?
when they think that you've murdered.
Yeah, I don't want to put this in my own computer. So here I'd be like, I don't know who typed that in. That's crazy.
There's a chance the company might block you.
Yeah. Let's see if this goes through. How long can companies hold your passport? When?
Countries hold your passport.
How long
when
can countries hold your passport when?
Suspect you of murder.
Okay. Let's see what I get here. Let me see. Order by country. Let's see, because that's my guess, is that every country might be different based on the relations that we have. I mean, imagine if that would happen in Russia or China or some place like that. They say travel documents can only be retained for an initial period of no more than 14 days while investigations take place into the potential for longer-term disruptive action. The police must apply to a court to continue to hold the travel documents up to a maximum retention period of 30 days. So it sounds like they start with 14. They can add that no problem. But when you get to a month, then pretty much you got to go home.
They got to put up their evidence or let you go.
Mm-hmm.
But if they put up their evidence, they can arrest you, and then you go to jail there.
Right.
That's what happened to Amanda Knox.
And it's probably different for every country.
Yeah.
I mean, they may just say, we don't need evidence. We got enough. Guilty.
You're right.
I think the guy in Tanzania going to be having the evidence on him. a lot sooner than they have the Brian Hooker.
Well, you just wonder how good their medical examiners are at being able to look at the marks on the neck and tell, okay, was this caused by hands or was this caused by a rope from hanging?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is the medical examiner there in Tanzania?
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to get that pretty quick. I think that's going to be pretty explanatory. And then I think they'll be able to put enough that, I mean, come on. You don't, well, I'm 98% certain it was him.
Medical examiners here would be able to tell that.
Mm-hmm. I think they'd be able to as well.
I hope so.
Yeah. RJ Dunn said, if the queen goes missing next week, Kev is screwed. You're right. I just typed it in. Like, I'm toast. Like, I have to make sure that she does not disappear. I have to do everything in my power to keep her alive.
Why don't you Google search, where should I hide the body next?
I'm not taking her on any boat. We're not going to Tanzania. None of that.
What's that new term called when you take someone out walking and it's
alpine divorce?
Alpine divorce.
And somebody else had adapted it for water, ocean divorce.
Yeah.
You got all that. How wild though? We're at what, 5 or so cases of this story?
Dateline has got to be scrambling because they love.
Well, you could do a whole series on it now.
They do. They do these all the time.
Just in the last month and a half.
They're busy.
Insane amount of cases.
If you are the partner of someone that goes missing, you're going to be questioned and looked at for a little bit. It sucks, especially if you're innocent and you got to go through all those terrible questions. And sometimes they really stick it to you how they ask you the questions.
They do. And then they'll really rake a perfectly innocent guy over the coals and have the whole town thinking he did it.
Lulu says, I think that's why he took her there is because investigation resources. I don't know about that. I mean, that was so elaborate because he proposed. It looked like they were happy. I wonder what the fight was about. I'd be curious to that because you get engaged and then you have a fight and then she winds up dead.
I guarantee you it's about some kind of cheating or some type of something's going on with another person.
Or maybe he laid down like what her life is going to look like after she marries him, and maybe that was what started the fight where, sometimes when you got controlling jerks, you'd be like, okay, well, now that you're going to be my Mrs. So-and-so, you're not going to be an influencer. You're not going to be, she's like, what are you talking about? Maybe that started it.
Maybe.
But if she's an influencer and there's some dudes hitting on her and he's getting jealous and he's got drinking problems and anger issues, I mean, there's a recipe for disaster there.
Yeah. Were they intoxicated?
I don't know. I'd like to find out what his deal is because she is way out of his league. It's not even close.
Guilty, Your Honor.
Way out of his league.
Allegedly.
Is he a rich guy? Like, what's
That's what I got to figure out. They look like they were in nice accommodations, but look, it could have been her money. I don't know anything about it. I only know just the surface details on it. But Skate to Beach said, yeah, she was his possession. And look, I've seen it. That's what happens. When you watch so many murder specials, you fill in all the details. Like, I've already written the whole story. I already know what happened.
Especially if
I can script out the whole fight.
If there's drinking, I've seen too many of these shows to where they both get so drunk and say terrible things, and maybe someone throws something at somebody and they bring something up from the past.
Yeah.
Totally.
And the gloves are off.
Yeah. Sorry for any confusion. We were talking about 2 stories. One, the missing Lynette Hooker in the Bahamas, and the other one is one we just did on the Whacked Out News today. It's the influencer that had gone over there with her boyfriend. He proposed.
In Africa.
In Africa, yeah. They're in Tanzania. And her family's being restrained. They're like, do you think that her boyfriend / fiance did it? And they're like, we're just going to wait and see what happens. So we want transparency. We want the truth.
I would like to know, has she ever been suicidal? Is this something that she ever talked about?
I don't know.
Or is this just out of the blue and she's the kind of girl that you're like, she would have never killed herself?
Well, that's what a lot of people do, too, when you see some of these specials. Well, she always struggled with mental health and she always would talk. I mean, you see him in almost every other documentary.
Yeah. Lulu doesn't think I'm being fair to his look. She said, I didn't think he was that bad looking. So, I don't know. So,
let me look at him. I'll judge him real quick.
Just give me your take. Do you think that she was... I think she's definitely out of his league. Is she way out of his league, like I stated?
Virginia will tell you the real skinny.
She'll let me know. All right. She's looking that up. All right. Well, anybody who's wanting to know, if you're only watching this, you can't always jump onto YouTube. That's where we get a lot of the comments from in the chat. And also check the text, too. So if you got something there, you can let us know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's okay, but she's gorgeous. He looks like a rich guy. She looks like a trophy young wife.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay. You think out of the league or way out of the league?
Out of the league.
Not way.
Not
okay.
way.
All right. Okay. Well,
He's
ladies
not-
call me on. I appreciate that.
He's not that bad, but he must have money because you don't score a girl that looks like that unless you got money.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see.
Does he have that kind of face where he's been out on a boat all day drinking because he owns a nice boat? Rich, kind of.
He's got tech guy rich face.
You know, I hate to say this too, he looks like an asshole.
He looks like an asshole.
There's some people.
He's got the whole, I've known, he's got there's a mold.
Yes.
And it's so unfair to judge a book by its cover, but I've just seen so many books with that cover, and I'm like, guy looks like an asshole.
It is unfair, but you know what, though? My numbers are usually pretty accurate.
He's a crypto millionaire.
Okay.
And
There we
he
go.
thinks he's all
Crypto.
that.
Yes, right. He's fitting the MO.
This MFer.
I'm telling you, all the colors are coming true. Don't judge a
Girl,
book by the cover.
He killed her.
Here we go. The
He
book's
killed
writing
her.
itself.
It is funny that you see somebody walk in a bar, you're like, I think that guy's a dick face. And then you realize, yep, he's getting into a
Crypto-
fight with everybody.
He's a crypto dick.
Big Juan said, as a black man, I can see them as a couple. Okay. Yeah, maybe there's just something I'm missing in that. But when I first saw it, I'm like, oh, yeah, he did it. He's,
I don't like his look.
yeah. Well, we got a couple other comments here. Karen, filling in the blanks. You know, I've been playing Taylor Swift songs for I don't know how long, and I just don't know everything about her. How could that be? We were talking about how her song, Elizabeth Taylor, might be the song of the summer. She's getting married this summer. And I'd heard that she was looking at Elizabeth Taylor wedding dresses for what she might wear on her big day, which is reportedly going to be, July 3rd, I believe. And I was like, wait a minute, how many times was Liz Taylor married? You said 9?
I thought it was 9.
Okay, well, to be fair, Karen said Liz Taylor married Richard Burton twice.
Oh.
Okay, so maybe only 8, Virginia, because that's what I thought I'd seen was 8. So maybe it is 8 instead of 9. So only 8 times, 8 marriages she had.
I was shocked to find out my boy Ben Folds, he's been married 5 different times. I'm like, 5 times.
I don't know why you would get married again. I don't know why anybody would marry anyone that has been married that many times.
Exactly. You go, so what happened with the first 3 marriages?
Yeah.
And where's the 4th wife? Has anyone found her?
Right.
She was engaged 10 times, but a couple of them didn't walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
I
Came
mean,
to their senses.
It is different because she's a major celebrity. She has all that money, and I think Virginia's right when you go. If you got on her nerve, she's going, "I'm Elizabeth Taylor, motherfucker." Next.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fuck around because you're about to find out.
And did you know that her name is because of Elizabeth Taylor? Taylor Swift.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's right. Yeah. Somebody texted that today. I was like, I should have known. How did I not know that? It's one of those things like, how did I not know that after all these years? Yeah. Weird.
Damn, she was married to Conrad Hilton, Paris Hilton's grandfather.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, I think you're going to say Conrad Bain. Mr. Drummond, different stroke.
Okay.
That's not a real person.
Conrad Bain's a real person.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was his character.
No, Philip Drummond was his character.
Philip Drummond was his character. You're right. Sorry.
Jonathan is saying you need to update the dirt, Virginia. You were happy to report on Chapel Roan being a jerk to fans, but that soccer daddy came out and said it wasn't Chapel Roan's fault that his daughter was crying and that she was rude to her. It was simply a misunderstanding as new information had come to light.
We talked about it. We said that it was some rogue security guard who wasn't even working for the hotel or chapel. He was there working for some other person staying at the hotel, and he just decided to step in and put himself in a situation that had nothing to do with him.
Yep. And then the dad came out and said, all right, I see it. I see what you're saying, and you're right. So made a big deal out of nothing. So there you go. If you need a correction, there's your correction.
We did say that.
Mm-hmm.
But we still think
she could be a little douchey.
sit up when you're doing an apology video.
Mm-hmm. And got this from Christina. She said, FYI, when Rihanna was pregnant and performed in the Super Bowl halftime show, she did a less produced performance and she got a lot of hate for it. You're talking about how Justin Bieber wound up doing a stripped down show and everybody loved it. And there was a gender thing that if a woman did that they would not like it. I personally, I don't remember that criticism on Rihanna. I thought Rihanna's show was great. If people were, dragging her for what she did, I did not know that.
We gave her grace. I think most people gave her grace. Of course, you're always going to have the internet trolls that have something to say.
No, men are the worst.
She said it was more produced than Bieber's Coachella performance. This is one example you guys couldn't think of when saying it's ridiculous. People were saying a woman would get shit for doing something so bare bones. And honestly, that didn't come across me because I didn't hear the comments about her doing a stripped down show and it was terrible.
I could not disagree with that email. That email is
I'm still waiting for the example because I don't count that as one.
Look, I love a gender war. I don't think this is one.
Exactly.
I don't think this is one, but, keep fighting the good fight.
Mm-hmm. And this is about your love of a gender war. It says, I'm a mom of 2 boys, ages 17 and 19. No, Virginia, it is not just the way boys are when it comes to talking and being proactive about life. This is in regards to Kevin talking about his son Cannon not communicating. I know plenty of girls who know no direction and do not share their thoughts with their parents or anyone because I was one of them. Therefore, I made sure my kids, which happen to be boys, always shared their thoughts with me. Both of them since middle school have known what they need to do to get to where they are, to be in their future, and are both thriving. It always annoys me when she creates this divide between boys and girls. It especially makes no sense when she herself is a boy mom and talks about how men are evil, huh? And she herself knows that what she puts out into the world and the universe will come back. She is setting her son up to live the life she speaks evil of. To me, genders or races should never be divided. They're humans. Some humans are more motivated than others. I would never put my boys down the way she puts down men or says that boys are just that way. You get what you put into the universe. Be careful.
They're coming for that ass.
I could not care less.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we were talking yesterday about some places that we missed that have gone out and ultimately how you feel. And I'd seen that the old Pancake House there on Military.
The original Pancake House.
And North Lake had gone out of business. And, yeah, there was an era there for a while. It was before the pandemic, but it was, kind of a routine thing. My son, Cannon, just absolutely loved the pancakes there. And so that would be his request every Sunday. We're like, why not? So we'd take him to the old Pancake House and just loved everybody. They were so friendly. And
the Dutch baby.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the turn of this email to say, by the way, you fucking guys suck.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. Bring it. I'm used to it.
Yeah. So I was sad when I saw that go out. But then, boy, there were a lot of people saying that place had really gone downhill, that the food hadn't been good since really the pandemic. And they said they weren't surprised. And then some people are like going, yeah, what about when that was an RJ Gators? And I was like, wow, that's right. That was an RJ Gators. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
As I remember going there because in the main area there, that's where they had the bar for the RJ Gators. I was like, damn.
They had good food, RJ Gators.
I know. I love the RJ Gators.
The same people that owned RJ Gators, when they shut those down, they opened Berry Fresh Cafe.
Which is good.
Which is very good and doing very well. Their stores do fantastic.
I wish they bring back the RJ Gators because I did love it. And it's so unique to Florida. It was such a cool vibe. I remember they had one on Indiantown Road that I liked, and then they had that other one. I love both of them. They're great. They had Gator Bites, I think.
Again, that was one of those restaurants as a kid. If we were going to RJ Gators, Dad had a good week at work. We were like, oh, shit, we're going to RJ Gators?
Yeah.
It was kind of fancy for us.
That could make it. A revamped RJ Gators, I think, would be nostalgic and fun.
I do, too.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. Like I said, so Florida, it just has that feel. So you let us know. But then we're talking about Mulligan's. They've lost a couple locations. They lost the Singer Island one, which wasn't open that long, but then they lost the one that they had in Jensen Beach.
Which I was just there bragging about how beautiful I thought it looked.
That was such a great spot. That is heartbreaking.
I'm not sure the last time you guys been over in that area, but they really did some nice stuff. They got some good little restaurants all in that whole cluster area right by the water.
Yeah, it's a nice little pocket.
It looked different to me.
Yeah, it's a nice
Then again,
little
every time
pocket.
I was there before, was kind of drunk.
And you were in a fist fight the last time you were there with a pack of large men.
I might have had a concussion.
You may have been dropped on your head on the cement on purpose by a large, angry man.
And Meg said, my family isn't sad that Mulligan's left. My mom remembers watching them push out a lovely mom and pop's restaurant of that spot years ago. So bye-bye Mulligan's. Hopefully a new family business goes in, but the rent isn't looking too good. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the Mulligan's itself, I mean, I don't think he has that many locations. I don't.
No, it's a family restaurant situation too, by local people.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know if that's.
It's not some big
different
chain from out of state. If you're thinking it's like some big, like a Chili's or a Outback,
No,
it's not.
Yeah.
It's a local run thing.
Yeah.
And I'd always, anytime you get an email like that, I would really love to know the full story. See how everything really went down. Were they really asshole people that got kicked out, or did something else go down?
Well, they're mad because they feel like they forced out another mom and pop. But probably what happened was a mom and pop couldn't afford the rent there, and Mulligan's made it happen for a while because they had a couple of locations, and then eventually they just couldn't. I mean, losing the Singer Island, now taking off, and it was tough. I think the guy that has the Mulligans too, he's been in it for a while.
He has,
and I think he was looking to kind of phase out eventually, and so he might be like, I don't have the stomach for this anymore.
Well, I mean, there's no way it's got that the rent on Singer Island's got to be cheap on the water.
Oh my gosh,
that?
it's got to be so pricey, and you're competing with Johnny Longboats.
Well, I knew that because, I handled the Mulligans when they first opened up, and I did a short walk, and there was a pretty good little sports bar that had beer there, and I was like, this is going to be, it's going to be tough. I know how things go in South Florida, and when I saw they're open, I was like, all right, but when you can walk, just 2 storefronts down, and you got another sports bar on the water.
It's tough.
It is tough.
Well, that's what I'm always interested in, is when you look at a restaurant and there's sometimes you go in there and it's packed. Other times you're like, all right, how are they making their nut this week?
Right.
How much do you have to make per night or per day to really keep the lights on and not struggle?
I can't imagine what the rent is in that strip right there on Singer Island. That is pricey premium real estate.
I mean, I've had at least 5 people I know in my personal life try to open up a restaurant, and none of them have a restaurant anymore.
No, that's why I love restaurants. I love all this stuff, and I love the game. I love watching Bar Rescue. I ain't gonna do it. It's crazy. You just can't.
It is, and I think everyone does have that restaurant fantasy where, oh man, I'll make a cool bar. Well,
yeah, absolutely.
Menu,
it's my biggest wet dream. I'm like, I would love it, but yeah.
Go to the bar.
Yeah,
don't own the bar.
That's what I realized too. And I even thought about that because I was even thinking about, man, what would it be like if I lived in the Keys and I just worked at one of these places? I'm like, if you worked at Robbie's or these places you walked into and you thought was so amazing, if you actually worked there and had to be there and you're changing this or that because that's broken or somebody barfs in the bathroom, that is going to be over real fast. The fantasy ends.
Right.
Your fantasy is going into that bar and having a beer and then being able to leave like 45 minutes later. That's the fantasy. So I'm like, I'll stick to what I do. I love going to bars and drinking.
I'm really good at that.
I'm good at that. I don't need to run any of them.
Yeah, fixing the toilet for the 4th time because some drunk guy just took a dump in there. Yeah, that might get old for me.
Yes.
But there's a lot of places that are kind of on that level here in Florida. Skate to Beach had Brews Room. Remember that? They had a couple locations.
Yeah.
Bob Brzezinski that shut them down.
That's right.
They had the one in Boynton. I think they lost the one in Coral Springs. Remy was asking if it was a Mulligan's that was on Lauderdale by the Sea, and I don't think so. I think that might be Quarter Deck. I don't know if that's Lauderdale by the Sea, but I think they have a Quarter Deck that's on the water in Hollywood. And so, Quarter Deck was another one. Remember they had that Quarter Deck on Indiantown Road, and we did an event there back in like 2006?
There was one off of off North Lake Boulevard. Quarter Deck had a nice little run for a while.
They did. They had a few of them, and I remember that was a hot minute ago. So, there's a lot of those kind of levels, Mulligans, Quarter Decks, Brews Room, that it's hard to make it as that kind of sports bar.
It seems like, though, too, there's a flavor. There's a, remember how all these Greek restaurants started opening up? And it was just this big run of Ouzo this and Ouzo that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do go in phases. like that. It's like you get on a little bit of a trend, and then that trend runs out, and then all those places close.
You're right.
And I bet there are people that's just all they're hoping to do. Like, let's just make a good 3-year run. Let's churn it and burn it. And
If you
make what we
go
can
into
make.
it with that mentality, I think that's the smart way to do it. Let's
I
make
do
it
too.
amazing. Let's have a 3-year run, and then let's call it good and move on.
Right. Yep. Bounce out. Nina had said Dairy Queen and Jupiter had the best manager. And when I saw that it closed, I was devastated because I didn't get to say goodbye to her. She found me on Nextdoor and told me that the store closed without any warning. She was on her way to work on April 1st and was told by the owner not to come in and that the store was closing its doors. And she's like, this has to be an April Fool's joke.
Your boss cannot tell you that on April 1st.
Right. She said no warning for any of the employees. They all found out that they had no jobs when they attempted to go to work that day.
Whoa, that's weird.
Devastated to the community and especially the employees. I heard from the neighboring store that the owner owned tons of royalties to DQ, but that is unconfirmed. But it definitely has nothing to do with the manager. She was amazing.
Huh. I know right there next to it used to be a Little Caesars, and that shut down, and now they put a Wingstop there.
Okay.
And I just saw it last night when I broke the news to Rocco that the Dairy Queen was closed. He was devastated.
Yeah, and that's why we started this whole topic off just talking about how I really, in a sense, even though I haven't been there in years, you get devastated because they become a landmark. They're a thread in the fabric of your life. And that really was. And I just realized I'm never going to have any of those memories again. I think that's kind of the reality check when some of these places close. It's like, oh my gosh, that was a pretty big thread in my life, and I got so many good memories there.
Was it a big deal when did you guys have Sonny's barbecues open up, or is that just a Florida thing? Because that was a big deal when that started happening around here as a kid.
They weren't in Ohio. I didn't have them, and I've seen a few of them here. Are there any Sonny's left?
There's one off Indiantown Road. There was one back in Lake Park back in '88, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I would say they might be a bit struggling. Where's the PA barbecue these days?
There's a PA on Indiantown.
There's a lot of barbecue places, and it seems like the newer, hotter, trendier, your Tropicals and your Pig Beach seem to be the ones that get the attention. So
yeah, because their food's delicious. They got a good word of mouth. Pig Beach, people like their food.
I mean, it is legitimately good. I mean, their head, I don't know what you call him, roaster. He was on, what was that, Bobby Flay or something like that?
Yes, he was.
He made that pork chop that beat it. And wisely, he's promoting the hell out of that. I walked in there, and they have it right on the chalkboard as you're walking in.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's smart.
If I was Bobby Flay, man, I'd be bringing that heat. I'd be like, I can't be losing. I'm Bobby Flay.
Sonny's Barbecue has 91 restaurants located throughout the southeastern United States. 91?
Their garlic bread.
Damn.
And that's where my mom and Ann would go to the salad bar area. And they made the most unhealthiest salads you'd ever see, but they were delicious.
Mm-hmm.
If your salad is layered with pulled pork,
They would have so much bacon pieces and chopped up ham.
chunks of pork belly, I don't know that you can really call it a salad anymore.
There'd be times when I couldn't even see their faces because the salad was so tall.
Yeah, somebody made the comment that Duffy's is amazing and is undefeated, is the best of the best. Would you agree with that statement? If you're talking about that category of sports bars, because we talked about Quarter Deck and Mulligan's and Brews Room, they're all kind of in that same niche of all of those.
Brass Ring Pub has made a little run for it. Started out in Lake Park, now have multiple locations.
They got, what, 2 or 3?
They got Indiantown Road, and then they got out in Royal Palm.
I don't see them as a sports bar, though.
Really?
They don't have enough TVs.
Okay.
Sports bar has to be laden with the TVs.
An ale house is a sports bar.
Ale House is a sports bar. Duffy's is a sports bar. Twin Peaks is a sports bar. Is there one other that I'm missing that you could argue is, because I don't think Quarter Deck is it.
I mean, you're the expert on sports bars.
Mulligan's isn't it. I don't know that Hooters is it, because they lost the one in Boca. And
isn't there a Hurricane Wings? But that's kind of more of a smaller wing place, right?
Yeah, I don't know what you would consider if you're talking about one that would have a shot at the title. I think it's those 3, and that might be about it. You could maybe put in Hooters, but I don't think it applies.
I think for the sake of the argument, it's when they're at their best. Because some of the ones you've named have fallen off.
Oh, okay. You know what? Somebody nailed it. I'm gonna change that out. Because, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings. We love that place.
I don't even think you even mentioned Hooters.
I did just about how but they've closed Palm Beach Lakes. They've closed the Boca location. It's not them.
The one on Palm Beach Lakes looks so ghetto. There's literally boards nailed to the side of it, covering all the windows, like just plywood.
Yeah, because they're redoing it. It's going to be something else, and it's not far from my house, so I hope that it's something good. Yeah, I'm trying. They do have a Buffalo Wild Wings on Okeechobee. It's not that far away, but yeah, I think it is Buffalo Wild Wings.
Anytime you go to a restaurant like that and it looks like they're working on shit, I won't say the name of the restaurant. I don't want to be that dick, but you walked in there and they had 2 big leaks from the ceiling with buckets just rain.
No.
I know.
No, sir.
And what's even more fucked up is I still ate there.
The amount of mold spores would have to be in the establishment to be this far gone with a leak and a bucket.
It was one of those things where time was running out, you were hungry, and you weren't happy about it.
Forget it. I'll just eat one of my socks in the car instead.
I'm good.
I'm good. Mold spore sandwich. I'm going to pass.
A lot of people not loving on Buffalo Wild Wings.
Really?
Yeah, I've always thought they were. I don't get it.
I like the new ones. They build them now to look like a sports arena. The ceilings are real high. The TVs are real big.
Yeah, I've always thought they were pretty decent. I've enjoyed them, but they're only getting 6% of the vote right now. Twin Peaks is only doing about 17%. That might be because they don't have a lot of locations. They're kind of few and far between. I can only think of about 2 or 3 that I know of in South Florida.
They're all about them titties, too. Not everybody likes that.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not. I'm even trying to mentally remove them titties from my judgment on it.
Good luck with that.
You can't ask that kind of question, Kevin. They're not thinking just fried pickles. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. But it's really between Duffy's and Miller's Ale House. And they're neck and neck at about both at 38% right now.
Ale House, I like, and they're selling their buried treasure ice cream in buckets where you can walk out with it yourself.
Panda loves that.
I had heard that the kids took over for the dad, and they're modernizing them, and they look good. Because they were failing a bit. I was like, eesh. They could have gone the way of the quarter decks, and then the kids came in, and I've even gone through Florida. We've driven north, and I've gone by some Miller's Ale. I'm like, those look brand new and nice. They're using stone and things like that.
There's a beautiful new one right there on Donald Ross Road in the Alton Shopping Center.
Okay.
That one's nice. Brand spanking new.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like Duffy's just going to edge out Miller's Ale House, 40 to 36%.
Okay.
Edges.
There's a big gap. Big gap between the others.
It's a little bro fight.
Mm-hmm. Well, appreciate all of your comments. You can always get them through to us. Mail at kvjshow.com.
All of your comments, most of your comments.
Well, today I got all, especially the ones that rip Virginia apart.
All is a little heavy.
We had 2 back-to-back emails that were out of pocket, in my opinion.
Okay.
We appreciate most of your comments.
Okay, all right. Send them anyway. All right, y'all, enjoy your nice little Wednesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Goodbye.